All right. We are somewhat live here. We're having technical difficulties here. How come I'm not getting a full screen?
I don't know.
It won't let, that's where the comments load, so it's not going
to... Okay. So, I'll stay on Carla and Stacy for a little bit then. All right. Reintroductions. We have Carla, Stacy, little Megan.
Little Megan.
I know, little Megan. Miranda. That is Stacy and Carla's oldest.
Little Megan that makes me big Megan.
Oh.
Randy. My darling husband, Kevin. And Megan. Okay.
Oh, you're little Megan. She's just...
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I do exist. I'm here.
It says my connection is weak. Anybody else getting this?
No.
All right.
I have 2 viewers. How many viewers?
I have 5.
Oh, okay. Slowly building.
I'm in the group though. So.
Oh, okay.
We will wait until a few more viewers come in and start asking.
I got that you were live 13 minutes ago, but I'm waiting for something to pop up.
And start with some questions.
No.
Pop up.
That's okay.
Some questions and comments will pop up in here, but then there's questions that are in the group too.
That has been answered.
Is your connection better?
Yes. I have 11 viewers.
And what's the wand up in the left corner?
I don't have that.
This lovely wand thing.
Oh, maybe you can like edit. Oh, you can put filters.
I can put filters on it?
So
Well, we're going black and white, guys. Awesome.
You go like green and pink or something.
Yeah, no, we went black and white.
We have 14 viewers now. We're slowly gaining.
17?
How was your ride up?
Huh?
How was your ride here?
It was annoying. The traffic was annoying.
Jamie Frederick says she can't see it.
You didn't come in that same way we did, where that road is all under construction.
Yes.
Well, that was horrid.
Yes.
We almost got rear-ended.
Yes, you saw
5
me.
minutes ago, we were live.
Well, that was a different one, wasn't it?
Right.
I have 19 viewers, but nobody's commenting or questioning. So.
No one has any questions?
I have 17.
Jeez, I'm gonna have to swap in
23?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Ask away, people. What do you want to know?
Pat says, seems fine. Hey, guys.
Hey, you just went black and white.
I know. Right, huh?
Oh, Christ, now you're going to make
Chast-
me feel even older.
Chastity says black and white looks bad. It's blurry.
All I see is bro.
So,
It's fine on yours.
do you like it, honey?
Black and white? I think it looks fine.
Seems fine, you guys. It's blurry.
It's a little blurry. Okay, I'm going to clean my lens for a second. As I just show everybody my big fat belly, except for you guys.
Megan's got that.
Oh, and a different filter.
Color.
Okay, how are we feeling about this?
Kelly said let's chit chat about the bird bone.
The what?
The bird bone.
Bird bone. Bird bone. That's what they found in the burning pit, or the burning barrel.
Oh, is that what they decided it was?
Yeah, it's exactly the same as.
Oh, when did this come about?
A Redditor?
Yesterday.
Hey, get it
Oh,
straight.
see,
That's
sorry,
an
guys, I'm behind.
incinerating device. It's not
So
a burn
who
barrel.
discovered it? I mean, who decided that it was a bird bone?
Someone on Reddit.
Does anybody have the name of the person on Reddit? Because I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Somebody pipe up with it.
Kelly, you know.
It's a Redditor that's been doing a lot of research and a lot of different posts.
Hey, I should swap with you.
Me?
Because no, Stacy, because of my bony legs.
Still says the connection is weak.
Oh, Richard
that better?
Yeah, there you go. Richard wants to know, is it news to Carla, the bird bone thing?
A little bit, yes. But I know that there was animals burned, the leftover birds and deer and whatever burned in the barrels.
Yeah.
And Fog Haze is the Redditor's
Well,
name.
typically out in the country, you burn your garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually you throw, if you had chicken for dinner, you throw it in the waste paper basket and then it goes out to the burn pit. Burn barrel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there would be chicken bones in there, I'm sure. Amongst other things.
Yeah, other animals too.
Well, I had a discussion with Barb quietly at Carla's place in June,
If you want, you
and
can
she said that her opinion was that they used all the carcasses that were in her burn barrel, burned them, and chopped them up and passed them off as remains, because there's no explanation as to where all the carcasses that were in her burn barrel were before they discovered Teresa's burnt phone and camera in there. And so she's always said that. She's always maintained that from the beginning. So when they came up with this bird bone, I wasn't surprised at all that some animal bones were being identified.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if more professionals weigh in looking at those little pieces and recognize anything that's not human or animal, either or, whatever professional, if somebody specialized. I did send a message, actually. I have a friend who's a prominent mortician in California, and I sent her a bunch of pictures. I haven't heard back from her yet. I wanted her to weigh in on whether it was possible to burn a body in a burn pit like that, which I suspect not, and if she would recognize any of those pieces. So, but I haven't heard back from her yet. Her name's Caitlin Doherty. She's amazing. Look her up on YouTube. Ask a Mortician. She's brilliant. You'd like her a lot.
ours. That was here.
We can go with, since it looks like our connection is a little bit better. Do you have a question on there, Kevin? Kevin's looking up the questions from earlier for me.
A lot of people want to know when they're going to be released.
When are they going to be
August
released?
29th, what we find out when there's the. Did we ever figure out more on that, Megan? With the briefing?
No, I
August
can't
29th,
find anything.
And where? And I posted something on Twitter under Fight for Justice. If anybody of my followers know where the briefing's being held, either that or I'm thinking about just emailing Zellner and asking.
Well, so what happens is she has until the 29th now to
Right.
file her brief.
Yep.
After filing a 90-day extension. After that, it is guaranteed that the state is going to file another extension, because they'll have 30 days to go over it, 30 or 20, to go over it, and then they'll file another extension, which could be anywhere from 60 to 90 days. And then she has another 15 days to review anything that they've refuted or any additional information. But the consensus is still before the end of the year.
Right.
So by Christmas, that's the hope. If
Yeah.
things follow the timeline,
Yeah.
if everything follows the timeline and everything goes the way we want it to. Christmas present would be nice.
That would be really nice. So, when is the brief going to be available to the public? Do we know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I-
The same.
She just filed a brief not too long ago for the Justice for Kent.
Yes.
The family was able to view the entire brief.
Oh, okay.
They've alluded to what's in the brief, and they've discussed some of it on Facebook, but I don't think they're allowed to discuss or release in its entirety. So I'm assuming that the same is going to be true for the family.
Yeah.
That they'll see the brief before anybody else, that they'll be able to discuss it minimally, but it probably won't be shared with us. Well, you guys. The regulars. Who knows? Zellner likes to make sure her T's are crossed and her I's are dotted, so she doesn't take any chances.
Yeah. We have
Look at
39 people.
Carla. We have 56. What? Somebody's saying horrible connection on here, and I apologize for that. This is the best I can do. I'm using my data instead of the Wi-Fi here for anybody listening. And I have all bars LTE, so I can't get any better connection.
Dwayne Dale just asked, once the brief is filed, is it not public record? I don't think it is quite yet.
I don't think it's public
No.
record.
It won't be. Nope.
No.
Not until there's final say of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then it will be open to the public. But by then, everyone's going to know.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Is she still trying to obviously keep it out of the courtroom without having a full hearing? And
She has
everything?
no desire to have a new trial.
Because that's what I heard last.
Yeah.
Where would you even hold a new trial?
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Exactly.
Where, I mean, really?
Publicity.
After everything, how can you even...
And there's no such thing as an impartial jury at this point.
No.
Absolutely not, because the whole world has seen this.
Mm-hmm.
James says it looks good there, so.
James wants to know where he can get a Don't Grow Me shirt. I don't even know where we got
I
it.
don't even remember where the hell I picked this.
It was when not when I was Walmart. It was Walmart.
Probably Walmart.
I remember when you got it.
I think it was Walmart.
This person, Kirsty says, I'm in England and the connection is fine. Good. So,
Visit with Steven.
if anybody else has issues, it might be your connection. Hopefully, it'll clear up soon.
Suzanne says she can't hear Megan or the others.
Okay.
So you gotta speak up.
Okay. Jennifer Carlson wants to know what is off limits. Do we have anything off limits to not talk about?
Carla,
There is some items I can't. I
Okay.
can answer to the best of my ability, but I'm still limited on what I gotta say to certain items.
Okay, just so we have that covered.
Got a
See,
question on
I'm
the
good
question
people
doodad?
Because I double fist her.
Nice. Don't let her fool you. This is her all the time.
Pretty much. Sometimes I got the laptop.
I gotta tell you, in the last 7 months, I've put much more mileage on my phone. That I have like a permanent burn on my screen that shows like my keyboard
Oh
and
my gosh.
the Facebook thing on the top.
What do you mean? I had to take my phone in for repairs on Wednesday.
Jennifer says, didn't Steven's own bone expert identify them as human bones? Originally, didn't they?
They couldn't. What's the word I'm looking for? They couldn't.
I couldn't verify it.
Yeah.
They couldn't, yeah.
Because I mean, there's no way.
And
It was assumed because of that one piece of bone.
Right.
So
That looks
at that point in time, the defense probably just didn't even go further. You know, once one was deemed human, you would assume the rest are as well.
right.
And yes, we are still talking to Curtis on and off. I don't do that often, but I do here and there.
You want to show
Yeah.
her?
What's up?
We are fielding questions. Some of them are going to be off limits, just so you know. But
She sees it.
yeah, and
Nothing? No.
what?
Huh?
Jamie's back. We got Jamie back.
Okay, so what were we just talking about?
Carrie says we got to speak up.
Sorry.
Okay, so we gotta be louder. I'm kind of. Can you guys hear the music above us? I'm wondering if we should ask them if they can turn it down, possibly, if that's an issue.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Miranda, you want to go turn it down?
Poor Miranda.
Sheila wants to know, once they're released, will there be charges against the officials? What's the possibility of a reality show because we love them and the family?
A reality show.
A reality
Can
show.
you
You love
imagine?
that?
Oh, meet the Averys.
No.
Yeah.
Dolores
No.
would be sitting there saying, "Get it on my face! Get
Yeah.
it on my face!"
Yeah. No, I don't
Everyone
think
be
so.
swearing at the camera.
Yeah.
These are pretty private people all around, which is why you're not seeing a lot of interviews in the media.
Yeah.
And
In fact, they just, can I say that? What showed up the other day? Were you there? At the yard.
Who showed up?
yeah, speak up.
They actually had a camera crew
Oh, shut up. Seriously?
from China.
What?
Oh wow.
From China.
Yep.
Like,
Nice.
The Asians just came and were like, hey.
Bunch of Asians.
That kind of
They
goes
flew
along
all
with
the
this
way
question.
here, and they wanted access to the yard.
No
Wow.
Yeah,
way.
and
For what? Just
Alan
a view?
and Earl both told them no. That they-
Is the
Wow.
is the music better?
Cool.
Did she?
See, that's what
Okay.
this one person asked the question: does the family ever have problems with other people driving by their homes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're pretty secluded.
We're not
You
close to the
guys-
yard, but Chuck and the ones that live by the yard have issues with it.
We've got people constantly, mainly down by the sign to get the selfies.
But you do have some that venture up.
I do advise them
Someone stole it?
to actually
red
just
one?
go up to
The
the
little
shop
one.
if the business is open and say hi, and if some have.
Right.
But,
There's a lot of people. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
There's a lot of people that are questioning whether they're going to leave the Wisconsin or Manitowoc area when they're released.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
that's
are they
hard
gonna
to
be-
say.
Yeah.
Are they gonna leave their parents? Seriously, is
I doubt it.
If anything, Al and Dolores will go with them.
Right.
Well, Dolores most likely would. Al would not leave his property.
oh no, I don't see it.
As for the rest of the family, there might be some, but others, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my gut tells me that it would be in their best interests. But I mean, really, this is all they know: prison and their family in Wisconsin. You know, so
In the salvage yard, I mean, that's where Stephen would go back to work and help.
right. Hopefully,
I doubt that.
yeah. No.
I feel like he'd more like be at the cabin.
Tinker around with
First
toys.
off, anywhere.
And Crivets.
Actually, once he's released, I think his lawyer has plans for.
Oh,
him to
good.
Go someplace
Go
else
somewhere
or
else.
find them land
Yeah.
over
There's
there.
protection.
That's not a bad idea.
But seriously, you almost would have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he attempted to stay the first time around and...
What happened?
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Actually, what I told him he should do is get himself a motorhome
Yep,
and then just freaking go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Right.
that would be nice.
And then he could pop into Wisconsin and they would never know he's there.
After he get his millions. Cha-ching!
And Carol Davis asked if there'd be another delay after Zellner, and
Just by the
she can't.
state.
I don't think she can do another.
Oh,
delay.
she can't do another
No,
extension.
No. This
No,
is
just by
her.
the state. But I mean, the state has their mandatory requirement for extension, but who knows how many strings they'll pull to see if they can't get it. We saw, what they pulled in the beginning, getting all the evidence to her. It should have been given to her all at once, and instead they missed this piece and they missed this piece, and she kept having to
Right.
file to get more information from them. So, after their extension, they may pull some crap,
Yeah,
but
I'm sure they will.
they will.
but we can hope not.
Good man, so I tried to do with you in the last rally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people asking about reels too. I've had a question about this too. I managed to make it through 8 minutes of that before I said I wasn't going to watch it. I would love to be able to answer your questions, but I can't watch that
I
shit.
can answer him because I had to watch that crap
And I
like
didn't-
9 times.
I didn't either. I think
Yeah,
I
me
watched
neither.
the first part, and it was about at the first 8 minutes, and
I recorded it, and then I was trying to get it to record on my iPad so it would be clearer, but I couldn't get it to work. So I literally sat there and recorded on my TV and rewinded and recorded literally 9 times. So I've seen that trash 9 times, and it was extremely annoying. So if you have questions about the Reels documentary thing, or whatever they want to call it,
Go ahead and send Megan some messages. She'd be happy
and it's
to
on
answer.
my YouTube, and you can watch it there if you're
Oh,
interested in seeing what
Is
it's
it,
about.
is it as bad as the Kratz thing?
It's worse.
It's like a low budget reenactment of everything they were
Yes.
accused of,
Yeah.
not the actual evidence.
Someone asked if we got to meet Stephen's son. James asked that.
Oh,
I've kept in contact with them guys most of the years. I run into the 2 girls 3/4 of the time, just around town.
Yep.
Billy actually came out by us a couple years
The
back.
twins?
Stevie wasn't
Oh, okay.
around.
One's in the military.
But actually, I was by Dolores when Stevie was over there. Well, Steven Jr. was over there with his wife and kids the other day. So hopefully we'll get back together, spend more time together, off and on. Dolores enjoyed it, and I think she looks forward to it.
Yeah, she seemed really happy in the photos. She's very smiley, which you don't see a lot. Okay, Jeff said say hi. Say hi, everybody.
say hi. Hi. This is something that actually is a question in my mind too. Pat asked if and I forgot, I can't believe I haven't ever asked you this, Carla. Was that message left on Barb's machine? Like they're claiming, or was it left on the Zipper's machine?
Barbara said she didn't recall that message.
Okay. It makes more sense to me that it would have been the Zipper's machine.
Yeah, because they already had Barbara's address. That's all
Yeah,
written
and
down.
she'd already been there before. And
Yeah,
she
that was
knew
the
that
first
the
time
two
she was
lived
there.
next to each other.
Right.
So what makes sense to me, and I've gone through the cell record several times, is she called the Zippers at 2:12, said, I can't find you. The answering machine picked up. She called the auto trader after that to say, I'm going to do Avery's first, and then I'll come back and do Zippers. And then she went to Avery's. And I've gone over their cell records several times. Of course, they omitted some numbers from other people that called her that they should have been looking into. But based on what they presented in court, it looks an awful lot like that. Like she was going to go to the Zippers, couldn't find it right away, went to Avery's first, and then went to Zippers.
Yep.
Carol just asked about a rally September 23rd.
Isn't it 24th?
Oh, yeah,
Um,
the Madison. They're doing it in Madison.
Oh, okay.
That's Rebecca Snodgrass, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know about that.
And did the whole family watch? Ma'am, I'm going to let Carla answer this fun stuff.
Did the whole family?
I would say so, yeah. Most of the family members actually got CDs the days before, no, 2 days prior to the release.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them 2 days prior.
So the whole family watched it basically
You guys
real
didn't
time,
watch
like
it?
the whole nation.
We didn't get
We
one.
didn't get that.
Right.
Right,
But
but
But they were only given a couple days notice before it was released.
Yeah.
stinks.
And they knew nothing about it, prior than that.
And there's a
You
huge
really
chunk
didn't
in there
see
that
it.
they weren't aware about. You guys weren't aware about at all.
Yeah.
Like the interview with O'Kelly and some of the other manipulations of evidence that you guys weren't aware
That
of.
was actually really shocking.
Yeah.
Right?
So you guys were just as shocked as the rest of us then.
Sean Gibbon, did anyone see his question?
Who, what, huh?
Sean Gibbon? Carla, do you want to?
Oh, there's a few people. Do you have an idea of who did it? Boy, oh boy.
Should we go around and say who we think or not?
If you want, I won't say.
Does Randy have an opinion?
It's up in the air.
Hi, Randy.
Randy, come on.
No opinions from Randy? Anybody?
I don't know.
I've seriously gone through everybody.
I still think possibly the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something just tells me though.
I would love to say that I know, just like those articles say. I apparently know who did it. And I apparently have enough evidence to. I was just going to go to the prison and pick up Steven myself and just say, guys, don't you know, I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, you know who I am. Let that man out.
I feel like when I was in college and I went through psychology, every personality disorder that I learned about, I was convinced I had it.
I would say
Oh my God, I'm bipolar. Oh my God, I'm borderline. Oh my God, it was the same way with this case. I have gone through every single person, convinced that they could have done it,
Right.
and then at the end of the ball of yarn, pulling and pulling and pulling, have released them from my grip.
It definitely wasn't just one
So-
person though, I'd say.
So no,
There's-
I don't think so.
there
I think it was a couple people.
I think involved, for sure. But the sad thing is then, is there going to be justice with them in the end, even once the guys are out? You know. if it
I have a
comes
lot
to
of faith.
that.
I have a lot of faith that Zellner knows something.
Yeah, because
Oh,
she
for
even
sure.
said, and I
For
feel like she
sure.
wouldn't say
A
it
couple of
without.
her tweets.
Yeah, when she said, not
Yeah.
only will I be able to free the guys, but I'll have the right person, held responsible.
Right.
So hopefully that's the truth.
I think one person will have the main charges, and then the other person will have the involved charges.
Mm-hmm.
So
I never really like to speculate because I feel like I don't know crap. I try to, I keep up with everything, but
Right.
I'm like, even in the documentary when I was watching it, I changed my mind a few different times.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it to the experts. I'll just keep up with everything, and
Under your name.
that's kind of just how.
I can throw out some names, and you guys can, look yourselves. Andres Martinez was on my radar for a long time. Christopher McKenna was on my radar for a while. Rabus, the fire chief. Rabus, is it fire chief in? Please help me, Maribel. I never really thought that Siegfried Berg, the German, did it, but I thought maybe he saw something or knew something. I'm trying to think of a couple of other names here. Of course, your standards, Ryan and Scott, her roommate, and I never really suspected the Hallbucks, but I thought they also knew something, or were at the very least, convinced of Stephen's guilt so much that they would do anything to help law enforcement put him away.
Mm-hmm. I found it very odd that Teresa Hallbuck's mother, parents really didn't play a big role in this with the whole thing.
And during trial or
Yes,
with the making a
yes,
murderer?
The whole thing.
I actually felt like that was typical. I thought
Really?
that made sense. I know I wouldn't.
Wow.
I mean, you're grieving and stuff. But at the same time, I did think it was odd that they were like, no, we don't want anything to do with the documentary Making a Murderer. We don't, like, it's like they didn't want justice or something to
Right.
happen. They had their mind made up.
Right.
Beck
Well-
asks,
Oh, go ahead.
goes, do you think the cops were involved or just trying to get Steven?
Do you think the cops know who really did it? That's another one. That's a
barber
similar
in the
one
kitchen
too.
With the broom.
Yeah, the barber. This isn't Clue.
Kitchen.
Yeah, what?
I'm on the fence regarding the police personally.
I have one speculation, but we talked about that with our first protest.
Yes.
What was that?
That's where I still stand.
Yes.
Which is?
Calumet County Sheriff's Department. One of the investigators, but
Well, I don't know about if I think that there was something
Involvement.
You know, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that they're the.
no, I don't think they're
End all
the
be all
full-blown
of the-
ones that did it.
I think there's a culmination of things. I think there's some engineers that manipulated the entire thing and did some like straight up frame jobs and know Stephen Avery didn't do it.
Right.
And then I think there are some that are complacent, that we're just going to go along with their fellow investigators and follow the pack and do whatever was asked of them to do.
I think
And-
I think there was some involvement by the Manitowoc County
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
because they had the most to gain.
Right. Oh, and that's what I meant. I was referring to Manitowoc. I really don't know how far Calumet would be
And it's actually-
involved to a certain.
I think that they. Well, you know, there's like that. The bravada of law enforcement where they kind of have each other's back. So I think that had to play.
But I don't think it was the whole Manitowoc police
Yeah,
force.
no.
It was just certain individuals.
Right.
Well,
And then a
if you
collection of
see
ones
they-
that were complacent, that just
Right.
kind of must have known in the back of our minds that, you know, this isn't
Didn't
being
say
played
it.
out right, but still thought he was guilty and were willing to do whatever they needed to help their fellow officers. But I think there's some out there that have to know that are
Yeah.
probably a
They
little
know
bit
more
torn.
than
And
they're
I'm
saying.
waiting for the. So if you're out there, come forward and tell the freaking truth. Well, I'm just.
Well, I don't know. It's just
Okay, so another question that I saw, people are wondering about Stephen's letter about String and Beauty.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course, I can't personally say what Stephen all thinks about them, but he was disappointed.
Well, anybody would be.
he for sure thought it was going to
Um, He realizes he shouldn't have put certain items in that letter, but he needed to get it out a little bit. Because he knew deep down once the money was gone, they didn't continue doing the research and the
Right.
testing, and
Right.
they didn't go out of their way to dig a little deeper.
Right.
Say it that way. But that's pretty much all I can really say about it.
Right.
Well, if you put yourself in his shoes, that's what a lot of people aren't thinking. Put yourself in his shoes. How would you feel if you spent all this time behind bars and you're like, you know, I feel like something more could have been done
Right.
on their
Right.
behalf, and it was like, okay, so they didn't have any more money, then they were just like, oh, you know what, we'll just do the bare minimum. I mean,
Right.
Right.
it's hardly fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want somebody to do their job, but I'd want somebody to go above and beyond if they really thought I was innocent too.
But
You
you
know?
gotta realize that they were only allowed to go down so many avenues.
Right. They were definitely throwing
There's
some
a lot of times
roadblocks.
It was frustrating to watch that the judge wouldn't allow it.
Right. That Denny clause is about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. For those who don't know what a Denny clause is, it is when you are not allowed to even insinuate that somebody else could have done it. You can't bring forth any other information or any other
Right.
names.
Is that a Wisconsin only thing, or is that just what is the deal with that?
Is it a Wisconsin only thing? I have no idea. If anybody could answer that question, that would be super.
Wasn't
don't
it just
know.
a judge decision?
I want to
Yeah,
say it was
they-
just a judge decision,
Yeah.
but
Right.
but is
a lot
it?
of that stuff happens. When
And
it's
who the
just-
heck is Denny?
It's just it's just the lawyers and the judge themselves.
Yeah.
There's no jury or anything there when you decide all that.
Yeah.
Carol wants to speak up.
Make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Stop talking.
Sean wants to know, what about the Avery's neighbors and the vehicles he saw going onto the Avery salvage yard? And Christy says, why didn't the Hallbox report Teresa missing until November 3rd?
That is a really good question.
good question.
Nobody knows that but the Hallbucks, and
Why
we
didn't the
can
roommate, too?
speculate.
That was another big
That's
thing. But
that's one thing
Yeah.
I never understood. If you
Or
don't
the-
see your roommate for 3 days, wouldn't you
Right.
say something?
Now her family, I could see.
Well, what's
I could
that?
give them a little bit of an excuse because she was an adult.
Right.
You know, I go days without talking to my family sometimes. You know,
Yes.
people get caught up in life.
How long do they have to wait for a missing persons report?
48 hours.
Yeah, if
48
it's
hours.
an
So
adult,
they already know she was
right?
missing, then just said, oh, we're gonna file this without saying she's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is so weird.
Right.
I mean, who was she hanging around with? Or,
There's a lot of people that suggest that she was reported missing after she was found dead.
really?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that speculate that she was found due to accident or I got to plug in, guys. Sorry about the jostling.
I still think her body.
That she died of an accident or suicide, and that she was found, and they saw that as an opportunity to frame Stephen. So, why the Hogaplex would play along with that, I know it seems a little bit out there, but I mean, then again, everything about this case seems a little bit out there and reads a Lifetime movie. So, every day something new. It's quite the roller coaster. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. Survive all it.
She's not always a monster.
I'm not exactly sure she deals with a lot of the crap she deals with.
I don't like to let her drive though on the weekends no more.
What's that?
I don't like to let her drive on the weekends no more.
Jennifer,
He's with me. He
Jennifer says,
drives.
don't criticize.
yeah, Jennifer, I apologize if it came off the way this is live, so sometimes I will say it might be a context or not exactly how I mean them to sound. I have nothing but sympathy for that entirely, but I do believe that they were also manipulated. I believe that if you were to ask now if they were speaking for, I don't know that they would necessarily think that all of the decisions they made back then were wonderful either, but they were grieving family, and people deal with grief and people deal with loss in different ways, and I have no animosity towards anybody. You know, I've never been in that situation. I hope
Not
to
even
God I've never
Democrats?
been in that situation. Well, he can, I mean, seriously. Oh, yeah, no. So I apologize if it came out that way. It was my intention. A lot of people asking about Zellner's tests. I get that
Oh,
email
yeah.
a
Yep.
lot. I
She
can
tests all the
guarantee you
evidence.
that woman has tested everything that you can think of and 10 times more than that. If you can think of it, she's done it.
Could they still go back and do luminol testing even though they never did one?
Yeah, they can.
Yes.
Because that's what they should. I mean, will that be done, do you think?
It's already come out, so you can,
Oh.
yes.
Where?
Exactly. Where?
No, I mean, where are you talking? Where did they?
Wherever they
test?
said, yeah. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because obviously they never did one, which just blows
Check.
my mind. You know what I'm saying? Obviously
Right.
Zellner's on it. She's gonna know what to do that wasn't done. But it's just crazy.
My question would be, well, worried me if the bones were found in the burn barrel. Sorry, Paula, I'm having a hard time reading this. It has been established that the fire could not have been hot enough to burn a body to what it was. Especially, and I was there, so I saw, and especially in relation to how close it was to the garage and the propane tank. Absolutely not a possibility without lighting the garage on fire or blowing that propane tank. We're talking about feet. We're not talking about, a huge ways away. It wasn't even an enclosed burn pit. It was just a
Yeah,
patch of
open
dirt,
air,
and it would have fanned out in all different directions and probably have blown up quite a bit.
The amount of heat that would have took to do that.
There's no way.
That propane tank would have went.
And the house caught fire.
The garage
Propane tank
would-
is what? 50 feet away?
Not even then.
Jennifer says that that's incorrect, and I'm not exactly sure what she's referring to, so I will wait to see what she says next.
Christina says, my husband is a firefighter and says in no way was the fire hot enough.
No, the garage would have even went.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Carla
I've-
Trader, put that monster
Dan knows
down.
bonfires.
I've had a fire that's hot enough to burn your belly button. if
There-
you got a belly button.
there is
That
somebody-
fire was not hot enough.
There is somebody that did a testing, but what did they burn again? I can't remember. The deer or something like that, and it took 3 days to burn it down to just bone, not
Yeah.
brittle bone. So you'll have to look that up.
Carol says, how are people treating Stephen and Brendan in prison? Are they safe?
They're pretty safe. They keep a close eye on them. The family hasn't heard any negative from the guys. And well, just like I said, the prison's keeping an eye on them. As for the rest of the family, we feel pretty safe too. There hasn't been any major letters.
You may have to go get my plug.
Phone calls, a couple hang-up calls. That's pretty much it.
And it's not doing it for you?
It is,
I
but
think a lot
it's
of that
not
is
fully.
just people calling because it is on their billboard.
Right.
They call the yard to see actually if that is a real phone number.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
Jack did the burn test.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I knew. I just didn't say his name. I didn't know.
Oh, is he here? Johnny Jack? No, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Arizona.
Funny
Any info
because,
on Deirdre? I can't even say his name.
Oh, Mystery Dietering.
Oh,
Yes.
Everybody would like to know if anybody even seen this mystery man.
I haven't
I've
heard.
only seen his name.
Yep.
I cannot
Yeah.
find a picture to save my life.
yeah.
If somebody's got one, send it to me. Because there's a lot of people that are questioning that. Have you even seen him? Do you even know who he is?
No.
Is he there still anymore? Does the name...
I don't even know.
Natasha would like to know if Brendan's initial lawyer admitted it to working with prosecution. Well, he and I went back and forth back in the day on Twitter. And he claims that he was never working with the prosecution, that O'Kelly was a huge mistake, and that he should have never trusted him, and that that entire interview was supposed to be for their internal uses only, and was supposed to see light. So,
Why would you do that interview to begin with?
I believe one of those statements. I believe that he didn't expect anybody to see it, but we're glad we did. Jerk
Yeah.
face. But no, he admits to nothing. He takes no responsibility.
What did Stephen know about Tom Short's death? Or Tom?
Let me just interrupt.
Okay.
Just for everybody's, I don't know. As for the money, it's all accounted for. As for the
Thank you.
PayPal, I have no control over the PayPal. I set it up for Dolores. It's under Dolores's name. From there, it went to a separate bank account with Barbara and Dolores's name. They are the ones that withdrew, had handled that. I had no access to it whatsoever. I just want to get that out there and clear. As for campout money, that is also, I have all receipts, it's all covered, it's all taken care of. There was no dealing, no misinterpretation of the funds. We have it all verified. Zellner knows this, and that should be the end of the whole conversation.
It should.
It should.
It
The money is a
comes up.
stupid situation.
It comes up over and over again, and
It's just because they don't have
it's
anything else.
just up and over the head. You know, it's enough is enough.
And we were both there and can account to the fact that very little was made in that camp out. It was not what we were concerned with. We were concerned with getting people together and having a good time, and that's what we did, and some people just decided to ruin that for us. So, thanks.
Kind of disgusting. that people
Whatever
go that
money
way.
was there, it was split evenly between the boys. The guys, sorry. But I just had it being accused of it. I just, like I said, I've never had access to it
I never
besides
touched
transferring it to the accounts.
Seriously, I think it's sick that I got brought into it and that all of a sudden now it's like, oh, you're all
Yep.
stealing and da-da-da. No. Like, we're all adults. We know how to, do things right and just wash that off the board and move on because it needs to end.
Yep. Well, I figured I'd get that out.
Thank
I saw
you.
another
Yep.
question about that,
It
and
must be on the other page because I haven't seen it on the
It's on the public page.
Okay.
I'm trying to block it, but they keep signing on different stuff. So I am trying to monitor, but it's hard
no.
sometimes.
So as for the money, I had no access to it. Besides the camp out, and I had others there to verify what was there.
Jeez, you have better access for mine. I don't
Money order was made out for Stevens. Brendan's half went to Barbara in cash. So yeah, it's like I said, not in my hands and never was.
Isaac Wolf would they like to say, how's it going, eh?
Hey, Randy, that's your question. Hey.
There's so many guilters in the public page group. Like, I can't even keep up with this crap.
And I had
Is
to
it?
Lynn.
Are you in the public or are you in the...
I'm in the public. I'm on the Unmaking a
Oh.
Career page.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I need an armrest.
Yeah, so I'm trying
Why
to
don't you put one of these
like
in
get these
there?
people out of here. I'm trying.
Oh, Kirsty, you make me laugh.
It'll hold one.
I won't repeat what she said.
But I can't scroll up, Randy.
You're scrolling on this phone.
Mandy, we covered this a little bit earlier. Zellner filed her brief, or Zellner will file her brief before the end of August. She filed an extension the end of May. So as far as any hearing is concerned, she's not really going for a new trial. She's going for full exoneration, which may or may not involve a hearing. But it will take some time for the prosecution to respond. And then Zellner will have an opportunity to respond to that. So we're still looking at months away here. But no word on whether there's going to be a hearing.
Okay, so there's a few questions that have been on here. I'll just go from the bottom. Okay, so someone said, this would be a good one for you, Carla. Do Stephen and Brenda know how much support they have across the world?
Oh yeah. With all the cards, the letters coming in, just talking to the family, they know.
They know, but I don't think they know the extent.
Yeah.
What'll be nice is once they do get out, to be able to show them that wall that we did at the courthouse.
Christine, you see
That-
that?
I
that'll
did.
show them.
Say I have to address this because it's not correct at all. Patty, I never suggested that I thought Scott had anything to do with it. And you did ask me this on Twitter, and I responded to that. The tweets are still there if anybody wants to go take a look at them. But no, I have not suggested that Scott. I did look into him at one point in time, like everybody else.
Everybody else.
There are some issues that I have with Scott and his behavior that are not speculatory. They're from my interactions with him directly. But no, I do not feel he had anything to do with her murder. So, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Carol. I like Carol's comment.
What about Chad Keller selling merchandise?
Yeah,
I
heard
have
about that.
no idea. All I know is that he had them trading cards and he was...
That's what I heard. That's all I heard. The trading
It
card.
says right on the trading card where the money's going, but he's supposedly not making much on it. I'm not positive.
Oh.
A lot of people have made merchandise off of the family and we have no idea. There's something new every day.
So if you see it, don't feed into it. Please don't buy these stupid trading cards. They did not get permission.
Asked, whatever happened to Jody? Is she still around? No, she's not. Isn't she on Appleton now?
I think she's in Appleton yet.
Probably enjoying a few cocktails and petting her cats. I don't know.
I don't know. There was an interaction on Sandra Greenman's wall at one point in time. Sandra posted something maybe a month and a half ago. I'm not sure. I'm getting old. But Jody piped up and said some things, and some people, jumped on her, and she.
This was Facebook or Twitter?
This was on Facebook.
Okay.
Some incoherent babbling. Some. Really, honestly, it was impossible to reid. She claims that she quit drinking years ago, and she hasn't had a drink since.
If that's true,
But
Cards here.
but good for her. But it didn't appear to be the
Someone
case.
made a fake Twitter page for her that's not made by her.
There's been quite a few
Yes.
fake Twitter pages.
For her. But yeah, no one really, the family doesn't always think, you guys don't keep in touch with her.
no.
She was bad news bears from the start.
To me, watching her interviews that she's
the
done.
rat poison.
Yeah, 2 boxes of rat poison would
That's
kill
not true.
somebody. But the interviews that I've seen her do recently, as opposed to watching her speak on the documentary,
Yeah.
she seems 10 times more credible on the documentary than she does now at all. On the documentary, she's showing her phone records, saying that she talked to Stephen. She's acting baffled as to why anybody would even accuse him. I mean, she seems to be more honest and trustworthy and credible in the documentary that she does now.
Yeah.
Maybe well.
So.
The only thing that bugs me about her during the documentary was when she
A cheesy grin.
when she was on the phone with Steven.
Should we record
and they
each
were
other?
talking about it gets out. But she'd be like, yeah, I love you, or she'd wait till he said it, and then she's like, oh, shoot. Like, was it really, truly, you know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
just, I kind of questioned her motive of, are you really with him and care and support, or is it just, I'm hanging around to see what happens? Because she kind of had a hard time getting that out when she was, I don't know, maybe because she had a camera in front of her during the filming, but
No one's suggesting that. No one's suggesting that Stephen's a perfect person.
No.
They may have had altercations.
We've all had our moments.
He may have had moments. He made plenty of stupid decisions when he was younger. Stephen is not a perfect person, and apparently enough so that people hated him enough to put him in this position. So nobody's claiming that Stephen's perfect and Stephen's innocent of everything. He did not commit murder, and he needs to be released. Period. Right, bro?
Someone asked again. Yeah, don't bro me. Someone asked again, how did you feel about the Murder Made Me Famous episode? So most of the people that are here either didn't watch it or couldn't sit through it. I watched it a million times, unfortunately, because I was recording it. It's on my YouTube channel, so you'll have to go to my profile page to see it.
So what did you think of it?
It was disgusting.
It's kind of like watching Kratz.
It's like watching midget porn.
It's exactly the way that Ken Kratz described during the press conference is exactly what they reenacted. And there was a lot of stuff that was actually really contradicting to everything. I mean, a lot of it didn't really make any sense.
As for sending letters and postcards, we actually have that in the pin post in the group. Do we have that in our page?
It is in there, but it's gone. It's not pinned anymore. It's lost. So we'll have to read it.
Well, if your Facebook group is actually a pin post itself, all the addresses for Dolores, Stephen, for the letters, the canteen.
Somebody liked my comment.
Otherwise, you can always PM me, and I'll get it to you.
Questions about falling out with Brendan's mom. That's not something we're really going to discuss because that's a family issue. You can't even begin to imagine how much strain has been put on this family since this documentary came out. No one expected it to be as huge as it is. No one expected to have their names thrown in every headline for the next. It's been 7 months now, and no family is perfect, just like no individual is perfect. They're going to have their issues, and the best thing that we can do to help them work it out is not to fuel it anymore. Don't discuss it. It's not your family. These people aren't characters in a movie. They're individuals. They're human beings. Just let it be, and time will heal it. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents.
And we don't know how much Jody got paid for any interviews. That would have been between her and the interviewer.
We had Dr. Phil come out by us that wanted to offer us money.
And it's in the thousands that they would have offered, and we won't. Yeah. They showed up and they went next door.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually got the wrong address.
They got grams.
But yeah, they offered a pretty penny.
That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Can you see her on Dr. Phil?
Someone asked, what if Making a Murder had not been made? Is everyone so grateful for the filmmakers?
Oh, the family is.
Yeah.
Yes. We were waiting a long time for them. I know they were having issues finding somebody to air it, to take it on.
I bet those people are kicking themselves now.
Oh, yeah.
All the people that have turned it down. Yeah.
And yes, I saw a question earlier. I will be an MAM too. I was trying to stay on the back sides or the sidelines again, but they needed help one day to get Dolores to talk because, of course, she's had enough with the media and the cameras and. So yeah, I got suckered into the host. Thanks, Randy.
My car's in the video too.
Yeah, and yeah, I will be in it. I tried limiting to a certain point. We'll see how that works.
I had a flat tire.
It's really funny because Jake is my husband, for those that don't know. He's never actually seen it, so he never has. He just comes with me. He just is like.
How can he even get away with that and live with you?
Yeah, I know, right? So he's finally. He called me 2 weeks like, alright, I'm watching Making a Murder now, and I was like, what? You are right now? Because he had a day off work, and I was like, oh, okay, and I was like, well, let's watch it when I get home. And he kept calling me, oh my god, I totally see Stacy right now. Oh my god, Carla, I see. So it's funny because he knew the family before he watched it, so he's like, sees everyone he knows. So.
Oh, that's completely backwards.
Well, then he must have been. I was going to say he had to have been towards the end of it because you don't see me.
Yeah. You see it like you walking into the court.
Yeah.
That's what and then he's like, that's not Danielle, is it?
Yep.
Like, yep,
the
that's
baby
Danielle.
was baby Danielle.
Baby Danielle.
Yep.
Baby. She's swimming right now. They're in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
All my kids
There
are
she
there
is.
too.
There she is. There's Danielle. That poor girl.
She's a grown up.
13 going on 14.
It's like a sauna in there. Not you.
Might have to hit.
So, honey,
Someone said,
my husband doesn't want to be filmed.
A huge get together in Manitowoc after the guys get set up. Maybe, yes.
I've
possibly.
already called dibs on throwing the party. I want to be
Megan
in
and
on
I
the
will be
planning.
hosting the party.
We just gotta figure out if we're renting a field.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got to close that door.
Close the door.
Someone's in the face.
Okay, someone said.
Here's Danielle.
There's a few questions we've missed. Okay, Christopher said, we keep hearing that Stephen's attorneys are going to present new evidence. When is that going to take place? So, again, for those of that don't know, his new attorney, Kathleen Zellner, is going to file her brief on August 29th.
Or before.
Or before, right. The deadline's the 29th, so we should have more information then. But yes, supposedly new evidence, hopefully crossing our fingers.
And I'm not sure when MAM2 is gonna
It's gonna
start
take
with
a
their
long
episodes.
time.
They're working on it 2012 as much as they can. But
Do you think it'll be as long as the last one?
No. I
No.
know
Because the
they're
guys
working
aren't
on mini-series or like a couple add-ons, and then they might add more on and
Viewers, you got.
bits and pieces.
Okay.
If you're having difficulty with my connection, go to the Unmaking a Murderer public page because it looks like Megan's connection is a little bit better than mine.
I can't connect to the
They're actually both good right now.
Are they?
Keep some and there's
Oh,
an error.
now you're
Um,
good on the
Which one?
That's
on hers?
true. Kirsty says
5.
if there wasn't a making a murderer, they'd be in jail rotting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. I don't think we would have.
Just before Zellner took the case, Stephen was doing his own homework and doing he's been doing that for a long time, but he filed his own appeal because he'd given up hope that it was his last shot and he was going to try to do it all on his own. So, and you know how well that would have worked out.
I never thought we'd be doing a protest right after it aired. Seriously,
Yeah.
Megan, did you think that?
No.
I
You might
had
have to
no
move-
Well,
clue.
it's actually kind of weird because I did say to a lot of people, I was like, is someone doing a pro? I kept thinking, okay, do I need to be the first one to go ahead and get this started? And then I saw the one, and then I was like, hi, whoever's running this, please contact me. I want to help out. And then you called me. You're like, hi, okay, what can we do? Let's do this together. And then it was history.
It's cool though. I mean, I'm excited that everyone's. I mean, look how far this has gone. Like,
Yeah.
It's insane.
Poppet asked a question we had already addressed, but she might have just gotten here. She cannot file another extension.
No.
She's filed her 90-day extension. She has to file
Yes,
her
that's
brief
right.
before August 29th.
Right here in the comments. We'll try to answer them.
You are rude again.
Making a Murderer 2 is aiming to be aired after the release. I don't know how long after the release, but it is their hope that they will follow the entire appeal process up to them being released and then a little bit afterward as they adjust to life. But who knows? It took 10 years last time. Obviously, they're not going to have the same kind of red tape. And they've got like Netflix behind them and they can pull
They have
some.
more money.
Yeah, they have a lot more in their court this time.
Take everyone to the fair with us. The
Just saying.
fair is probably better.
You're not,
Minnesota State
you're
Fair
not
is better.
promoting.
Carla Tracy wants to know, back during the trial, did the family know about the neighbor claiming he saw her car and the white Jeep?
Some of the family members knew. Of course, the family members may have told others, but 10 years ago, nobody would believe us. They could talk with their faces blue before anybody would even say, yeah, we believe you. Yeah, nobody really believed anything, so family pretty much started being quiet and not saying a word to anybody.
Yes, Carol Colburn is still working for Manitowoc. Link, however, is not. He is living in Vegas. He was doing hotel security for a while. I'm not sure what he's doing now.
Someone wants to know what happened to Brad Dassey.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
He's there.
Last I
you
knew
wanna
is
follow him
he
on
moved
Facebook.
out of state.
Brad.
That's the last I know.
Brad Dassey.
He doesn't really talk to the family. Our side of the family, he never really has.
That's the rock star, right?
But he's still a supporter. That was one of the questions. He still supports his brother.
I thought he was the rapper.
Yeah, isn't he the Christian rapper or something?
Yeah.
Christian rapper?
Yeah, Christian, big in Christian stuff.
But actually, he pretty much blocked almost
So
all the
he
family.
moved, huh?
Last I've heard, he moved out of state.
Wow. I was following him on Facebook for a
I
little
haven't
bit
heard
when I
anything
stopped.
about him since,
Brendan got
the page-
moved.
When
Yeah,
the page
yeah.
got shut down
Oh yeah.
or taken over.
Oh,
Don't even get on that
James.
subject.
No,
please.
I know. But
I'm
that's the
assuming
last time that I heard
Limits.
from him.
I'm assuming Natasha is asking if Stephen's lawyers Strang and Buting
the
are
old
still
ones,
in
yeah.
contact with you,
With family.
with family.
Not that I know of. I know Dean had come out by the yard once. After MAM was released. They haven't been out by the yard since. I'm not sure on how much contact they had with actually Dolores or Al on the phone itself, but it's really slim.
And do Stephen's kids visit him?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
They're not-
Well, Jennifer did just a little, not too terribly long ago.
Jennifer is the only one right now. Actually, she's the only one that's actually on the visiting list.
Okay. The twin boys did create a Facebook page recently
That's
for their Stevie and does he like to be referred to as Billy?
Oh William.
I've
William,
always
I mean,
called him Billy.
they did just recently start up a new page. If you'd like to search for that.
Steven
Yeah.
Jr.
I think it's him and his wife that are actually running that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
There is an interview with the two of them that's excellent. They're very poised, they're very gentle-hearted, they're very forthcoming about their feelings about their dad. If you'd like, I can post that after we're done
Yeah,
here.
who did that interview again?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I
But
don't
there's
know, but to
they're good
me,
kids.
I'm trying to copy and paste
It'd be
on
hard
one
to
phone and putting it in the
reattach
other.
yourself to your father
Right.
after not seeing him for 18 years.
Yeah.
then,
And you can thank Manitowoc for that.
you know, and then
been a
you're
long
trying to
day.
get to know him in a short period of time before he's incarcerated again.
Right. Yeah, those kids.
Oh.
Not only Stephen got the shaft on that one, his children did too.
Do you see Sam's question? Did they find out who was making the calls to Teresa's phone? Do we know?
Which calls?
When
The mystery calls?
her boss was like, "Oh, who's?" You know what I'm saying during the documentary when
We don't
he got
even. That's all
questioned?
speculation. Actually.
Ah, yeah.
That kind of is, but
Because there's really no proof that there were weird phone calls happening.
I have a hunch on that one, and I would encourage anybody to look up a Christopher McKenna in Arizona.
oh,
He made phone calls on Teresa's phone the couple days leading up to her disappearance that were omitted from the phone records before brought to trial.
really?
And he was just arrested on a charge in Arizona, and I'll let you guys look that up.
Someone wants to know if Stephen is freed based on new evidence. Does that automatically free Brendan?
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's still
Because-
in the judge's hands, and I
Yep.
believe,
It's a
my
different trial.
opinion, the judge is waiting to see what happens with Zellner on the 29th. Like I said, the judge himself can take as long as he wants with his.
Jennifer Carlson's asking again if, and it's been asked a couple of times here, if Stephen acknowledged that he wrote the Xander Rhodes sale sign with Teresa's number on it, or if that was planted. And I don't think he has ever said anything about it.
No.
So I'm assuming Zellner has discussed it with him, and if it's a factor at all, it'll be brought up in the brief. Why did Tom Pierce donate a large sum of money to Kratz? That's a really good question. I would like to ask Tom Pierce that myself. I'm going to go ahead and like that.
Yeah, I would like that too, but I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
I typed in the page and it won't go.
Uh-oh.
You have to type it in.
You just said you don't have your phone, and then a comment with your name come up, and I was like, I looked at you again. I'm like, oh yeah. She said,
Can I borrow your card so I can get in there to go to the bathroom?
yes.
Hold this for a minute.
Thank you.
I don't fully trust Jake watching the kids, so I can't.
You heard it here. She doesn't trust her husband to watch her children.
Sorry, he knows. I have a weird thing about drowning. I have a weird phobia. I'm really scared my kids are gonna die.
Carrie, you would have to ask Zellner that. I suspect she's got some pretty good ideas. She's got a pretty good record of finding the real murderer, but you know as much as I know on that. Who knows if she knows?
Yeah, and I don't know if she actually has to come out with.
She doesn't, but she seems pretty confident that she's got enough to a tsunami of
They
evidence,
wouldn't
to
take
quote
this to
her.
a different state. Jennifer wants to know.
No.
What?
It's not going to go to a different state. It's got to stay in Wisconsin.
Yeah. It just won't be in Manitowoc.
No.
But
Good-
they're not going to.
Good God, is anywhere in Wisconsin
The
safe?
whole thing would be thrown out because of the bars. So
Stephen has four children, and then one adopted child, so 5 total. Jenny is the only one that actually is on his visiting list. And I think Stephen Jr. is going to attempt to get back on there.
Kirsty called you a phone slinger.
Ah!
If you only knew. Right?
Hey, if I had my laptop, I could be doing that too.
You just got to fix.
Brandon or Brandy, it's Christopher McKenna, not Christian McKenna.
Hey,
sounds like my
Earl.
wife, David says.
Earl just joined us.
Can we send money to the mom and dad to help pay for gas?
What?
Laura wants to know if we can send money
Oh,
To Dolores and
to Dolores.
Alan for gas.
That's also in the info in the pin post. For gas cards right through Quick Trip. Otherwise, you can actually send it right to.
Earl's here.
I said that.
Oh,
You said.
Which
Or you can send it right to the business address, and you can write it in a letter,
You know you're getting old. You got selective.
and it tells you how much she pays attention to me. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
10% battery.
I am so ADD.
Does anyone have an iPhone? I'm not the only iPhone user here.
yeah, iPhones aren't not.
They no, they aren't. Ever since I've been doing these,
Randy.
I've learned that
Otherwise-
iPhones aren't the way to go.
Go get her husband and tell him to go get her charger. She needs a charge, literally.
See, and you didn't want to borrow your box to her.
She said,
It's here.
got a little black box.
Sorry.
I do.
Love and support from Minnesota, Rochelle Schmidt McDougall.
Where are you, Rochelle? Because we're in Minnesota
Where are you
too.
located?
Yeah, you
I'm from
can what's up?
Hastings.
Come
Hi.
join us.
You can come join.
Everybody's still saying hi to Earl.
Hey.
Poppin has asked a couple of times.
No, he's heading out to Sturgis.
Oh, I want to be at Sturgis.
Yeah, I know he sucks.
Dang you, Earl.
That's where he's heading.
Ugh.
Him and his daughter Brittany.
Oh, what t-shirt contest is out there? Just kidding.
It was a pig wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a pig wrestling.
Poppet has asked a couple of times regarding extensions on Zellner again. According to the Wisconsin statute that I've read, and the people that I've called regarding it, she only has the one extension. If you find any other information that suggests that she can file another extension, send that to me, personal message. But it's... private communication has led me to believe that it will be this month, regardless of whether she can file another extension.
Now, when they file briefs like that, the court takes so long to respond.
Yep.
Can't they refile something else after the court? I'm not sure how that works. 'Cause I know when they go through all that stuff, man, it's back and forth for a while.
It is back and forth for a while, but it's his last appeal, and the appeals process isn't the same as like the first go around, because it's just not. They only have, how many appeals do they get before they tap out and they can't file another one?
Not even sure. I can't remember.
Isn't it 7?
I've read it somewhere.
I'm not exactly sure. All I know is that this is his Hail Mary. This is his last appeal. So,
Rochelle wants to know where we are. We are in Coon Rapids, Rochelle.
Minnesota.
just outside of the cities.
Minnesota.
And we're
Minnesota.
split between Best Western and American, but we're neighbors. No one there was questions about if we keep in contact or we talk to Sandra, the cousin. Actually, none of the family members have actually talked to her over the years.
She didn't have a close relationship with them back then.
No.
So,
In the beginning, maybe?
Also, Mama Avery and Papa Avery. They're
that's
doing
what
pretty
she's
good with their health.
talking about,
They of course have their certain days where they're not feeling the greatest, but they're hanging in there, holding up one day at a time.
Grandma Avery has a birthday coming up.
Yeah, she does.
Yep. August 20th. We will. Somebody will put a post up in the main group for address and cards.
Seek and Cinder. Hi. How you doing?
Have you noticed when you guys did the rally that Grandma wasn't feeling the greatest?
Yeah.
She's been better lately.
Sorry if I'm shaky, guys. I had an itch.
Go in there.
That lady ain't getting any younger.
Carrie says, "Speak up."
Jeff, what are you asking? When she shows her cards, you talking
Audio is very
Zeller?
low. Sorry.
And if she, did you read Jeff's? Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, you got Jeff's on there. Yes, when she shows her cards, will any of it be public? Talking about Zeller's? And I think it will be public once it's in the court. It'll be out on
Everything will
something.
be public once it's once this.
I don't know if the
is out.
brief itself will be public, but the fact that she posted it will be.
Yes, that will be public.
But I'm not exactly sure if we're going to get to see the actual paperwork.
No, because
It's probably going to be too thick.
Oh, it's going to be huge. You have no idea.
I would imagine though, after all it's said and done with, you'd be able to see.
Oh, yeah.
But not
Yep.
until then.
I think you guys are going to see it before we do.
It's just like when first time around.
We won't see it. We don't need to see it. We'll just know.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not yours.
James made an interesting point. For those that didn't know, you do not have to pass the bar in Wisconsin. It is the only state in the entire country where you can go to law school and you're a lawyer. You don't have to pass the bar.
You don't have to take the test. You don't have to pass nothing.
Nope.
My
so
brother's a
they're
lawyer in
just
Minnesota.
practicing.
So that explains a lot.
And if you actually look up what the bar stands for, the whole case could have, if it wasn't, if this
must be
never
what-
took place in
that must be what
Minnesota
happened
or
with Brendan's
Wisconsin,
lawyer
it would have
then.
been thrown out.
Howdy doody?
Because of what
Yes.
bar
Yeah,
stands
howdy
for.
doody.
I'd say he went under the bar, limbo wise, but
I'm not exactly sure what 5 states it is, but there's also 5 states in the entire country where you can take your bar exam without going to law school. As long as you've served under a judge for so many years as an apprentice type employee, you can take the bar and not go to school at all.
Isn't that crazy?
You know what? I should go get that.
Will you be my lawyer? Can you
That way I
represent
can
me?
be a lawyer and I can make some money.
So when I get pulled over in Michigan,
have you only got a warning?
I did get pulled over in Wisconsin, and they let me go. Thank goodness.
And her
It was-
entire life flashed before her
I was
eyes.
so
With
scared.
his
It's
free
not-
Stephen Avery bumper sticker.
The cop
Mishka.
literally pulled me over. I was going this way to Manitowoc, and the Mishka was going this way, and he did a U-E and got me, and I was like, oh my gosh. And he kind of looked at my bumper stickers that say, Free Stephen and Brendan. And he's like, you're not from around here, are you? I was like, no. He goes, you know why I pulled you over? I was like, I was going like 65 and a 35. And he looks at my stuff, he goes, I'm just going to let you go. Have a good day. I don't want to see you again. I was like, okay.
Good God. And she's got like, 2-3 free Stephen Avery bumper stickers on her car.
65 and a 35 for real?
Carly taught me how to drive. The back roads in Wisconsin. Come on.
Blame it on me.
And then she comes to Minnesota and she hates all of us drivers.
Oh, you
He
guys do suck.
drove.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I do.
But I don't know
Okay.
why. I don't know why they're complaining. Wisconsin drivers are just as bad. As
Oh,
Oh, they are not.
See, and she lives in Minnesota.
Hey, you're starting to get an accent. Just kidding.
Say what?
Carly has an accent already.
So do you.
Stacy says she would like to see Ken Kratz go down. Wouldn't we all?
He's not practicing anymore.
I heard a rumor he moved to Duluth and is practicing there.
Ew.
I have not looked into it because I just heard this last
Wasn't
week.
he just up in... Ew, that's disgusting.
So he's in our state now.
Yuck.
I haven't looked into it. I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that.
I'm glad we only have a temporary
Private
stay.
practice with little
Hey,
girls.
don't worry unless you start sexting him.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Natasha would like to know about the bird. So what are you referring to, Natasha, exactly?
The bones?
Bird bones?
The bird bones
I
that
think
came
we're-
up just before again.
It didn't. Somebody identified one of the bones in evidence as a bird bone, and I can't refute it. They look identical. So it'll be interesting to see if that can be proven or how many other bones can be identified as animal bones.
One thing I find very interesting in that whole ordeal
yeah.
is that their own medical examiner from Manitowoc County wasn't allowed there.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, yeah.
which to me makes absolutely no sense.
Yep, they sent her an email in advance
So if she wasn't allowed there, then why the hell didn't they have Calumet County?
Mine is in the wall over
because she was gone. She was gone.
She was gone.
The Calumet was gone. But they sent Deborah an email stating, you don't need to come. Manitowoc's not supposed to be involved, which is ridiculous. Manitowoc. Anyway, she wouldn't take that for an answer. She showed up on the property and she was actually refused.
Right,
She was